Phantasmagoria was a big change of pace in the line of Sierra games, and it was their biggest success despite controversy. Before we get into the actual game itself, let's take a look at how it came to be. Phantasmagoria is a word that describes a type of old theater show that took place in the 1800s. These old shows would often present themselves as actual seances. Once the audience was inside, sound effects, decorations, and specialized lanterns would project images of ghosts and demons around the room. Some people would become so horrified that they would actually faint. The game's story massively revolves around the occult and had the intent to scare its audience, so Phantasmagoria was the perfect title. Released in 1995 and designed by Roberta Williams of King's Quest fame, Phantasmagoria wasn't her usual project. While she never shied away from new genres and had worked on spookier titles before, like Mystery House and Laura Bow, Phantasmagoria was her first project using real actors. It was also her first project featuring gratuitous sexuality and violence. No, really, this title puts the gore in Phantasmagoria. The game as a whole was considered pretty controversial, but there was one little specific problem seen. Some retailers flat out refused to carry the game, and in Australia it was banned completely, but does that even count? They ban everything in Australia. For its publisher Sierra, Phantasmagoria was by far the biggest and most expensive project they had ever produced. Its initial budget of $800,000 was more than quadrupled. The game had a whopping 7 discs that held enough content to fill Roberta Williams' screenplay that was nearly 5 times the size of the average Hollywood movie script. While most adventure games of the time had around 100 backgrounds, Phantasmagoria boasted over 1,000. The game featured Hollywood-level special effects artists, talented animal actors, and was a collaborative effort of more than 200 people. Well, way more than that, in fact, because just the theme song alone was performed by a glorious 135-person choir. Now that I've hyped the game up, we gotta check out the story and see what made Phantasmagoria so controversial and so tremendously successful. But first, a really quick word from this video's wonderful sponsor that made this video possible. If you're anything like me, you like watching really long YouTube videos because you can't sleep. Manta Sleep could smell my sleep deprivation through my videos and were kind enough to send me this glorious sleep mask. This mask isn't just soft, squishy, and provides 100% darkness. This particular model also has built-in headphones. I went with this option because I can't sleep without listening to something, or the existential dread sets in. I can't risk having a thought. There's even accessories. My personal favorite are these weighted cool eye cups, or these aromatherapy dots that you can insert into the mask for a full and complete relaxation experience. As a bonus, it keeps the stench of whatever smelly creature may share a bed with you at bay. They kind of feel like a little guy gently hugging your head. It's quite soothing. Down below the video, you'll see some of Manta Sleep's products listed through the handy YouTube shopping feature. Any purchase made through one of these links will help support the channel and bring you closer to a good night's sleep. Just give any of the products below a click, and don't forget to use discount code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. Alright, let's get to Phantasmagoria. The game's main menu offers the option of watching an introduction video. A humble photographer is shown taking pictures of the surrounding town of Neepawamsit, somewhere on the east coast in New England. Everything along the coast is serene and beautiful. Until, that is, he focuses his camera on a mansion in the distance. That's when the 135-person Latin choir kicks in. The protagonist, Adrian Delaney, wakes up flustered and distressed from a nightmare. I wish my nightmares featured overly dramatic 90s Gregorian chants. I can't help but feel like she's taking that for granted. Thankfully, she has married some guy named Donald and he comforts her.
I'll always be here to protect you.
Then they bone, and the side boob is plentiful. The following morning, Adrian appears to be in much better spirits.
Morning, honey.
Good morning, sweetheart.
How about some coffee?
Yeah, big one.
It's revealed through conversation that the reason Adrian had a nightmare is because she and Donald just moved into this spooky old mansion. New surroundings could make anyone feel uneasy, but the house is, well, it's also very strange.
We have to admit, this place is kind of strange.
Yeah, it's different. You know, I bet the guy that built this place must have been really bizarre.
Well, hi, Spaz. How you doing, huh?
The pair's plans for the day are discussed over some coffee and unpacking. Adrian says she'd like to settle in and explore her new surroundings. Dawn plans on turning a room upstairs into a darkroom for his photography. The two are notably very gentle and sentimental with each other.
Oh, it's Christmas ornament. Oh, look at this.
What?
Just a sec. You remember this?
Yeah, I gave you this for Halloween.
You rat? You know it was Christmas Eve. It was the night you proposed to me.
Are you sure I proposed to you?
Yes.
Of course I remember. Of course I do.
You're forgiven.
And now I'd like to introduce you to my favorite character in the game, this little fella here who lives in the bottom left of the UI.
I am the official hint keeper. I watch your every move. Ask me for a hint if you are hopelessly stuck, but use me sparingly. Too many hints can spoil the game.
This little bastard relentlessly bullies you if you need to switch the game over to the censored version with less gore.
A bit squeamish, are you? In order to enjoy this game without all of the gory details, please enter a secret password.
That's right, if you wanted to let your kid play this, you could just swap it over to the censored version and set a password like butthole, and it would lock that child out of the things they shouldn't see. Unless, of course, that child knows you well enough to guess that you've set the password as butthole, in which case you'd need to set a better password. There are a lot of rooms in this mansion to explore. Remember when I said this game has over 1,000 backgrounds? Some areas of the house are inaccessible and some rooms are locked without a key. And of course, it's a point-and-click adventure game, which means it also has bountiful items to pick up and shove God knows where. Like this faithful fireplace poker, for example, that will stay by my side the entire rest of the game. For absolutely no reason at all, you can make Adrian sit on pretty much any sittable surface and preen herself in pretty much any mirror. Can you pet the cat? Yes.
How you doing, kitty? Getting used to the new place yet, huh?
As Adrian explores the mansion, there are a few items that she can continuously check in with, such as this currently full absinthe bottle and the definitely not horrifying, totally normal to have in your house fortune-telling machine.
Evil will walk once more.
This has inspired me to start a line of ominous fortune cookies. I think that would be very funny. On the way into town is a house that belongs to a Mr. Malcolm Wormshadow. That is the most character name I've ever heard. It seems Mr. Wormshadow isn't particularly keen on meeting any of his new neighbors, as his door is guarded by a dog. Also, look! The return address is from Roberta Williams. Hee hee. Thankfully, there are kinder dogs in town.
Hey, fella. What a good boy.
The realtor's office is also in town, and since the new house has inaccessible areas, it's worth dropping by to say, "Bitch, give me my keys."
Well, hello there, little lady. What can I do you for?
Now, the realtor man is just a little bit uncouth.
My husband bought a house from you.
Too bad you got a husband, honey.
The realtor asks for Dawn and Adrian's names to pull up their file. He realizes that they're the ones that purchased the Carnavash estate, though he doesn't really elaborate on why he finds that strange. The two converse for a while about how Dawn is a photographer for magazines and Adrian is a famous novelist, but they don't really get along too well.
Yes?
Keys. Are you sure you gave my husband all the keys to the Carnavash estate? There seem to be some locked doors.
Well, I gave him all I had. But if you don't believe me, why don't you just check for yourself?
Well, I think I will.
And wouldn't you know it, there's a big fat skeleton key inside the Carnavash Estate file. Also, the realtor's calendar is actually a Girls of Leisure Suit Larry calendar. That's a fun little Easter egg.
Aha. Carnavash Estate. All the keys, huh? What's this?
It's a very large key. So sue me.
Back at the house, things are clearly very strange. The layout, the sheer size of the place, and the bizarre decor. There are paintings of the previous inhabitants all over the place, and even their old belongings are still nestled within the rooms just as they were when they still lived here. But worst of all is the scary-ass bed.
Honey, you okay?
Oh, God. The bed.
What?
The bed grabbed me.
The bed grabbed you?
Yes.
Oh, here, calm down, calm down. Wait here, all right? Just wait here, I'll show
No, don't.
Just calm down. See? It's okay, look. See? Nothing wrong. Goodness. This old drafty house has your imagination going, doesn't it? Oh, sweetheart. I've got to get back to work. Are you going to be okay?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Just calm down.
Now, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I'm starting to suspect that just maybe this house might be haunted. It's too scary in here. There are too many strange happenings. Like this teddy bear jump scare.
Oh, jeez.
Or this ominous transparent baby crib fart cloud.
God, what is this?
Or perhaps most troubling of all, technology running afoul.
Wait, I thought I turned my computer off.
Don's been toiling away on his new darkroom when Adrian causes his brain to cease all function when she hits him with one of these.
Damn it!
Don, you okay?
Yeah, this screwdriver slipped. It's a damn drain.
Let me see.
Oh, I'm okay. Really, You know what, I could use some drain cleaner. Do I have any?
I don't think so.
Apparently the whole room is a bit hazardous. There's even a loose dangling lamp from the ceiling that causes Don to flip his shit.
Adrian, be careful. That lamp is not secure yet.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, that's it. I'm calling OSHA. Once per in-game day, you can make Adrian go to the bathroom. There's a little Easter egg where if you click on the chair next to the toilet 7 times, you'll hear some, interesting sounds. And there's quite the variety of noises you can get each time you try.
How odd.
Anyway, turns out that the misplaced key from the realtor opens up a door to the previous owner's office. The man's name was Zoltan Carnavash, aka Carno. There's some information about him and a mysterious show that he used to run.
For the uninitiated, Carno's shows are not for the faint of heart, as they feature occult images, the black arts, torture devices, bodily amputations. Of course, all are accompanied by a generous dose of screams, shrieks, howls, and frightening organ music. Those of you up to thrills and chills won't want to miss this.
Shelves and shelves of books line the office. They are, questionable.
Prognostications of evil? The devil made me do it? This guy had some strange taste. Worship of animals. Secrets of the dead.
There are also more notes. Yeehaw! We love a good lore note around these parts. Carnavash wrote someone regarding a unique and occult book. The book is claimed to hold real, actual magical power. Carno states that he's frustrated as a magician that he can't really control the world around him and has to resort to illusions. If this mysterious book was truly real and actually had supernatural powers, he states that he would be willing to pay almost any price for it. The deeper one looks into Mr. Carnavash's office, the stranger the room gets. Most strange of all is the empty fireplace. Upon inspection, a loose brick is easily pulled away. Adrian takes a little peep through the hole and there appears to be a hidden room. The room is dark, but she's able to make out what looks like an altar of some kind. Of course, this means Adrian needs to get into that room. There's a mystery to solve, goddammit. This spawns a scene of her dismantling the wall brick by brick, by brick by brick, by brick by brick. This scene goes on for very long and it's weird. Every brick is accounted for. Alongside the altar is an entire chapel with pews and all. I wonder if the realtor knows about this part of the house. I kind of doubt it. On the pulpit, Adrian inspects a book so thick I can hardly handle it.
Wow. This must be Carno's family tree.
That seems very normal and good. Better poke it. Another mysterious fart cloud has entered the building and it's murdered Dawn.
Oh my God. Don, what happened?
Adrian, ouch, my head.
Are you okay, honey?
It's just a little kind of... What happened?
Are you sure? Let me look at that. You've got quite a goose egg. What were you doing, wrestling with that lamp?
Oh, it's very funny. I don't know what happened. Suddenly the damn lamp crashed down on top of my head. I just finished tightening the screws. I'm fine, Adrian.
Don's noggin really took quite the beating and he's done for the day. What's with old FMV games and stories revolving around cranium trauma? The next morning, everything just seems a little bit different. Adrian is hard at work when a PMSing Donald starts yelling for her.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm starting my new book.
So what? Did you go buy the drain cleaner like I asked you to?
What? Drain cleaner?
Don't be coy with me. I asked you several times to go buy me drain cleaner. Now, did you do it?
Well, I know you said the sink was clogged in your darkroom, but you never asked me to go get you any drain cleaner. I would have remembered something like that.
You know, this is just like you. I bust my ass for you all the time. And you don't do anything but sit on your butt like you're doing right now.
What? What is wrong with you? I don't understand.
Fine. The next time you want something, don't come crawling to me.
Fine. I'll go to the store and get your goddamn drain cleaner.
Fine, I'll go to the store and get your goddamn drain cleaner is peak cinema. Wishing to avoid Dawn's wrath, Adrian hurries back into town to pick up some goddamn drain cleaner. What a quaint general store with a little bit of everything for day-to-day existence. The soundtrack also kind of slaps.
Sir, do you have anything that would clear a badly clogged drain? You know, a drain cleaner?
That's a little redundant, Adrian, and for that you will receive some ominous foreshadowing.
This'll do the job.
Great.
You gotta be careful with that, though. That's sulfuric acid. I mean, it'll burn through practically anything.
I know, don't worry.
The store cashier man comments on Adrian being new in town, and she tells him that she's the one that just moved into the Carnavash house. He responds much like the realtor and is absolutely gobsmacked.
Now wait, why does everybody look so shocked when I tell them I bought that place? What's wrong with it?
Don't you know?
Know what?
That place is haunted.
Haunted?
Shh, not so loud. They say it's haunted by the ghost of that magician. What's his name?
Carno?
Yeah, that's it. They say he died a violent death there one night, along with his wife. That was almost 100 years ago. But strange things still happen there.
The store guy is like, well, you know, there's this super old guy in town. His name is Malcolm Wormshadow. You know, like the letter you saw when he went snooping in his mailbox? That's right, Adrian. I saw. The general store knows of your sins. I'm just kidding. He mentions it in passing and you piece together that it's the same guy yourself, but that would have been much funnier. Just how old is Malcolm? Am I gonna walk into that house and meet a fucking tortoise or something? If Carnavash died in the house 100 years ago, good God. Oh, and can't forget grabbing a little treat for the murderous dog in Malcolm's front yard.
Good dog. Nice doggy.
We're in.
Yes, what do you want?
Ma'am, I just bought the old Carnavash estate. I understand the man who lives here, Malcolm, I think his name is, used to live there as a young boy.
So?
Well, I was wondering if maybe I could speak to Malcolm about his experiences there. I have a lot of questions to ask him about the place.
No.
Okay, never mind, we're not in. I guess I'll go home. What's this? The barn door is mysteriously ajar? Gulp, I sure hope nothing scary happens in here. Okay, something is definitely rustling around up there. Why are there cooking pots? So help me God if there's squatters in this barn.
Don, don't scare me like that.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes, Adrian. You never know who'll be sneaking around this place.
Can't you see? We're not alone on this island.
Probably just some vagrants. I doubt they're even here anymore.
They better not be. Because if I catch their asses around here...
Don, don't. Come on, honey. They're probably gone. You know, we always have our trusty watch cat Spaz.
Yeah, right. I got work to do. And I don't want you hanging around out here. I want you to stay up at the house.
But Dawn, I don't want to stay at the house. The fart cloud is acting up again. Being back inside the house also means Adrian needs to muster up enough courage to knock on the door of Dawn's darkroom. After all, the only reason she went outside in the first place was because of his little tantrum.
What do you want? I'm busy.
Come on, Don. Here's the drain cleaner you requested. Jeez.
Yeah. Thanks.
The next morning, Adrian sets up a lovely picnic outside for Dawn, hoping some fresh air would help him feel a little better. It does not. While cleaning up after the picnic, Adrian notices a little bit more rustling, this time out in the yard.
What was that?
Don't run! Don't run! I won't hurt you.
Who are you?
I'm Cyrus. Me and Ma are living here.
Cyrus admits to being one of the squatters living on the property and begs Adrian for help. He's quite frantic. Apparently there was an accident in the barn and his squatter mother is in peril.
Oh, come on, you gotta help Ma.
Help! Help me!
Oh, God.
Ma, I went and got that lady.
Well, I guess we know what the rustling up there was. It appears some of the wooden boards of the hayloft gave way, and now this garden gnome-looking ass is stuck. Fortunately, there's a pulley system in the barn, and fortunately, Cyrus's father's DNA fought back against the gnome genetics and produced a tall, strong lad that had no problem pulling the woman from her predicament.
Oh, Cyrus, you big oaf! This is all your fault.
Oh, I wanna thank you for
rescuing me.
No problem.
Name's Harriet. Harriet Hockaday.
All right, now that the woman has been detached from the barn, time to kick these freeloaders out of here.
Lady, me and Cyrus want to apologize. That is for being a problem. Wouldn't we, Cyrus? Wouldn't we, Cyrus?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
You don't have to apologize, Harriet. Accidents happen. But even so, you and your son are gonna have to leave. This is private property.
I've been thinking about that, about your property and all, and there's just no way around it. You need us.
Need you?
Yeah. How are you and your husband gonna take care of this whole place by your lonesomes, huh?
Without considering for even a second her temperamental, grumpy little husband's reaction, Adrian gives the two permission to continue living in the barn in exchange for work around the house. Turns out Harriet also has some other skills.
What are you doing?
I'm a clairvoyant. I read palms. Can I?
No, I don't think so.
Aw, come on, let me see. See your lifeline?
Yeah?
Well, it's real long. That's good.
But
there's this strange other line crossing in the middle there. Wonder what that means. Forget it. Don't mean nothing. Come on, boy, let's go fix supper.
It suddenly dawns on Adrian that the pair are going to be living in squalor out in a dilapidated old barn.
So, this is really your home, huh?
Yep. Got it fixed up. Just like I like it.
It looks real homey, all right.
And of course, Cyrus has his own unique abilities as well.
I'm a good hunter. I can kill him with my bare hands.
Oh good, what a good thing to hear after I just agreed that she could live on my property. Back in town is an antique store run by a lady named Lou. Lou has a gigantic girl boner for Adrian's book series and asks for her autograph. In return, she says she'll tell her anything she knows about the Carnavash estate. Adrian brings up the old man Malcolm and how she's attempting to learn a bit more about him.
He's very old, you know. Almost 110.
110? Is that possible?
I told you he's strange. It's almost like he's immortal or something.
Now I can relate to being a weird, freakish old shut-in, so I'm convinced that I can figure out a way to get into Malcolm's house. Because I'm quite the professional shut-in myself, I know our weaknesses. You know what's never failed once in the history of mankind to pique the interest of an antisocial hermit? A book. This specific book can be found in Malcolm's old childhood room from when he stayed in the estate. Surely he'd want to take a look at it. Ding dong, bitch, I got a book for the nerd.
Just a minute.
Come here. You're living in Carno's house.
Yes, sir.
You found my book.
Yes, I did, sir.
Don't call me sir. I don't like it. It makes me feel old.
I regret to inform you all that it appears that Malcolm is in fact not a tortoise. I'm sorry that the game didn't go in that direction. I was hoping for that too. Malcolm very, very slowly talks with Adrian. He confirms that he did in fact live in the Carnavash house as a boy, but he's not just yet willing to give up much information. He becomes quite concerned and asks Adrian if everything in the house is alright. Not wanting to be a fucking weirdo and bring up things like the fart cloud, she says that things have been okay. Malcolm is immediately relieved to hear that she's alright and kicks her right back out.
I'm tired. You have to go now.
Back at home, Donald has been stewing in his bad attitude and reaching levels of crankiness mankind has never seen before.
Oh, God, you scared me.
And where have you been all day?
I don't know. Around? In town.
I thought I told you to stay away from all of those people.
People.
What people? Those stupid townspeople.
Oh, this is silly.
I'm not finished with you yet.
You're telling me what to do? Well, where were you all day?
None of your business, honey.
Well, I'll tell you what. You take care of your business, and I'll take care of mine.
Well, we're gonna see about that.
That evening inside the house, the scene that drew ire from critics and publications takes place. Dawn starts getting a little bit gropey with Adrian in the bathroom, and the scene quickly turns aggressive and non-consensual. The scene isn't explicitly graphic in that it shows any nudity, but obviously that subject matter being acted out and shown on screen is understandably upsetting to many who would have played or reviewed the game. Roberta Williams has commented that while she knew this scene being in the game would be extremely controversial, that it narratively needed to be included. The inciting incident for what happens next in the story needed to be something intense, horrific, and disturbing. Showing Dawn rapidly change from a calm and loving husband to a grumpy little Gus to a straight-up monster is the story's intent. In the morning, Adrian has to do her best to pull it together and get through the day. She heads down the stairs, and it's time to deal with Harriet and Cyrus.
Hey, I've been waiting for you.
I'm sorry, Harriet. I forgot all about it. You ready to work?
Yeah, ma'am. Tell me what to do.
Well, let's see. Kitchen dishes need washing. Our bed needs to be made. Bathroom needs cleaning. Furniture needs polishing. And this floor needs sweeping.
I'll get right on it.
Adrian finds Cyrus outside, and it looks like he's up to something.
Yeah, you stupid cat. Just want to play with you is all. You stupid kitty cat.
Cyrus? Cyrus, what are you doing?
Nothing. Ow.
What were you doing with my cat?
I was just playing with it is all.
Cyrus, don't play with him, okay?
Place your bets in the comments below! Will we see Cyrus skinning and eating Spaz the cat at some point in this game? Adrian asks Cyrus about a building on the property that she can see in the distance but can't quite figure out how to get to. Cyrus tells her that the trail to the building has been washed out, but that he can show her the way.
Oh, okay. I'll show you. Come on, follow me.
Cyrus has absolutely no problem jumping over the washed out gap, but Adrian isn't confident that she would be able to make it. Cyrus comes up with the solution of pushing down a dead tree nearby so that she can safely walk across.
There you go.
You're amazing, Cyrus. I can't believe you did that.
Of course I did. I'm strong. See?
Wow. Boy, you are strong.
Yeah, I know. Ma always tells me that I'm more muscles than brains.
Yeah, well, your mother was right, Cyrus.
That was so mean. The previously inaccessible building turns out to be a greenhouse. Now, it's important to note here that as you explore the Carnavash estate, there are little crumbs and clues about the people that inhabited the house prior. You start putting together through paintings, personal belongings, and notes that Carno had been married several times. The man just kept getting remarried, so what was going on? Adrian has a weird, ghostly encounter to see a glimpse of the past. An echo of what took place long ago shows Carno himself heading into the greenhouse to have a discussion with his current wife. He seems a bit, well, ominous, and she seems pretty put off by him. She tells him to go away and leave her to her plants.
Sultan. Sultan. Leave me to my plants.
Yes.
Shoveling dirt into someone's mouth to kill them, that's, unique. Adrian is justifiably shocked by what she just witnessed and runs out of the greenhouse. But for fun, you can make her go back in and start looking around.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't worry about calling the police or anything. It's just a dead body in a pot. It's fine. Oh, wait, silly me. The phone line isn't working at the house. Thankfully, this strapping young handyman is here to fix it. Then there's a sequel to that scene where Adrian dismantled the fireplace brick by brick by brick. Here, she's pulling away board after board to access a secret room behind the wall. This scene goes on forever. There is no dialogue, only the soothing sound of boards snapping. Inside the secret room is a note from the woman who was killed in the greenhouse. We can also put together that she must be the wife of Carno that had the baby in the haunted baby room. Before he killed her, he murdered the baby and convinced everyone else that it was simply an accident. The note details how Carno was not always such a huge wiener, but was once, quote, loving and gay. Something in him changed after a trip to Paris, and the drastic change in his personality was sudden. Speaking of sudden personality changes, Dawn is downstairs harassing the phone guy.
You dirty, rotten, stinking, filthy son of a bitch. You stay away from my wife. Just what are you accusing me of, sir? I know exactly what you're doing here.
John, shut up! I think you better leave.
Don't you ever tell me to shut up.
The next morning, Adrian is startled awake. Cyrus is quite worked up and once again begs Adrian to hurry to the barn. Adrian asks him what for.
I think it has something to do with, the seance.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Why not follow Cyrus to a seance in the barn?
Ma, she's here. Welcome, oh, seeker of the spirit world.
Hello, Harriet.
Please have a seat. Let the seance begin. Oh, elusive spirits of the netherworld, heed us now. Talk to us, oh shades of darkness. Give us a gleam of your essence. Give us a sign of your spiritual being.
I think they're biting.
Oh, restless souls, this poor gal seeks answers to questions unknown. You just got to... Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus!
The booger person slowly explains that it's the spirit of Carno. He says that he was a selfish and foolish man that unleashed a previously sealed evil upon the house. Adrian, of course, is the chosen one that must defeat the pestilent evil that dwells within the estate.
Hot diggity! Oh, Cyrus! I did it! I really did it!
The supernatural events inside the house start getting a bit wild and more frequent. Adrian has visions of more and more of Carno's murders. And, forewarning, some of these are actually kind of gross.
To my dear husband. Here's to you.
No, here's to you, Victoria.
Tonight for you a special feast, Regina. I prepared all your favorites. Doesn't this look delicious?
Giblets in a rich red marinara sauce.
Sweet and sour tripe. Still hungry? Scrambled brains? Oh, yes. You like food? Yes.
You see this shit, Phantasmagoria? This is why you're not allowed in Australia. Outside in the fountain, there's a ghostly reflection in the water. Unfortunately, Adrian also finds the deceased body of Spaz the cat. She, of course, immediately suspects Cyrus. Under the gazebo, she sees yet another vision. One of Carno's wives, Marie, is having an affair with a man named Gaston. I wonder if this guy eats 4 dozen eggs a day to be roughly the size of a barge. The frightened Marie wishes to run away with Gaston, but she fears that Carno would follow her and kill her no matter how far she ran. Gaston suggests that they kill the beast.
Next week, Sultan's performing his new escape trick for the first time. I can set the machine so it won't work. You won't be able to escape.
But the fire, the blade.
Yes, my darling. You wouldn't survive.
Tell me what to do.
That's right, them ghosts be discussing a murderous plot to rig Carno's magic show stunt to kill him. Coincidentally, Adrian finds a way into the secret passages in the underbelly of the house. These passages take her into an otherwise locked room. The room is a theater, the theater where Carno used to perform, and on the stage is the rigged device. But apparently that's too much tension for one day, because at this point you have to go sleepy to roll the game over into the next day. In the morning, Dawn is unraveling even further. On top of presumably being possessed by an evil fart cloud, he's been drinking apparently.
Dawn, let's leave. Please. We gotta get out of here. Look what this place is doing to you.
Leave. Leave. This is our home, Adrian. We can never leave this place. Oh, what do you want?
Hi. Yeah,
I don't care about the damn phone.
I'll get out of here as soon as I can.
All right, fine. Get in here and fix it. And then you leave.
While Donald is busy having a shit fit about the phone guy, Adrian has a sad little scene where she finds Spaz the cat's collar and throws it into the fireplace. She expresses that she's still quite upset with Cyrus as he's the prime suspect.
I'm just finishing up this job. I'll get out of here as soon as I can.
Mike, I want to apologize for Don. He hasn't been himself lately.
No, you don't have to say nothing. I just don't want to get tangled up in family quarrels, that's all.
I know. I understand. Well, I better get back to work.
Yep.
Now that the game allows for exploration of the stage a bit more, Adrian finds a mutoscope. And yes, I did have to Google what these things are called. Carno's wife is seen strapping him to the sabotaged machine. Once she gets to the final restraint, she gets the courage to get a little sassy.
Go to hell.
this point, Carno's evil presence makes itself more and more known. Even his face in pictures with Malcolm turns spooky. Malcolm being in the picture, of course, means Adrian wants to bring it to him. Malcolm was like, ah shit, I knew something was up. I know what you saw in that picture. You saw the evil of Zoltan Karnavash. He goes on to explain in this over 10-minute cutscene that he was adopted by Carno as a young boy, and back then, Carno was his hero.
But all that changed when he got the book. He gained immense powers through contact with the black forces. Through the book, he unleashed a demon, an entity so evil it had no name, no worldly description. This thing came to possess Carno, body and soul. Carno became like it.
In a shocking twist, he also goes on to explain that the attempt to murder Carno only almost worked.
For 2 weeks, Carno lay in a coma. But then, one night, he awoke, swearing revenge. I saw Carno drag an unconscious Gaston into his theater. There, from within the secret passages, I watched as Carno tortured and mutilated the poor man, leaving him for dead. Then it was Marie's turn. Totally crazed, nothing but pure revenge on his mind, Carno started up that god-awful machine, that awful contraption, and before my very eyes, I saw Marie die. I'll never forget the look of shocked surprise on Carno's face. Poor Gaston was dying. This was his final heroic act. To my horror, I then saw a demon. That's all I know to call it. Leave his body and disappear through the theater floor.
Malcolm describes how he witnessed Carno suffer, but still somehow just barely was able to cling onto life even after the demon left his body. Carno was able to trap the demon and tried desperately to get it back into the altar room, but passed away before he could get there. Malcolm took the sealed box with the demon inside the rest of the way, placing the big fat book on top of the box, hoping no one would ever have contact with the demon again. Also, I know I come across as a little heathen, but I was raised by a very religious family, and I know me a self-pronouncing pictorial family Bible from the 1800s when I see one. These Bibles are super cool and they have gorgeous illustrations. My eyeballs nearly bugged out of my head when I realized I recognized the cover of the prop book. Malcolm finishes up the conversation by telling Adrian that the only hope for possibly saving Dawn would be to vanquish the evil demon once and for all. To do so, he states that she'll need a few items.
You'll need the book, a holy item, the stone of Hammurabi, and the blood of a sentient being.
Adrian arriving back at home after her visit to Malcolm marks where this game really starts becoming memorable to me. This is the point where Phantasmagoria really starts going off the rails. Like, damn, phone guy was just trying to do his job. What, you gotta do him like that, Donald? Adrian now has a moral dilemma. Should she abandon Dawn to save herself? Would the ritual to kill a demon even work? She stares for a while at a picture of Dawn, remembering that beneath the fart cloud, he's a sweet, gentle, and caring man. From this point, the game can go about 1 trillion directions. There's only one ending, but there's a ton of different ways to get there. The first step is to be brave enough to step into Dawn's dark room.
Oh my God.
You like my work?
Oh my God.
A woman's body is a wonderful thing, but the head is useless. You're a very good subject, Adrian. You cooperated with me very well.
This is one of the most stressful chase sequences in a game ever of all time. In fact, I vividly remember looking up a walkthrough for my replay of this game when I recorded the footage, and some guy on a forum in 1996 was like, "My God, this is the only game that's ever made my heart race." There are quite a few ways to die here, and the only way initially to get past Dawn is to grab the goddamn drain cleaner and throw it right in his face. Dawn is genuinely horrifying throughout this segment. He hunts you down like an animal. He's always lurking at every turn, and the game does a really good job of making you feel like he's always right on your heels. It's genuinely stressful. And if he catches you, he kills you.
Please don't do this! Girl. Please don't do this.
It's impressive how many ways they actually shot to get caught and strapped in the chair. They really put a lot of effort to make sure that your specific action as a player feels like it directly causes Adrian's death. The goal here is to collect or already have all of the items Malcolm mentioned that you need to expel the demon while Dawn chases you. Along the way, you see basically every other character dead, like Cyrus has been killed by Dawn, and we'll just look at this scene.
Harriet? Harriet?
I'm really hungry, honey. Let's order some pizza. A little extra sauce,
When getting strapped to the chair, the only way to escape Dawn is by using an item that momentarily distracts him. An item that Adrian has actually had with her since the very beginning.
Don't do this! Look, honey. Look, this snowman, remember this? Remember when you gave that to me? Please don't do this to us. Please, honey. I love you.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Adrian understandably mourns the inevitable fate of her beloved Dawn. The room begins to shake and his body gets pulled underground, and henceforth bursts the demon, no longer having a vessel to possess. Adrian is no longer hunted by Dawn, but by the demon instead, and yes, he can also brutally kill her. The This entire segment of the game can be a little bit cryptic and frustrating, but I mean, it's a point and click from the 90s, of course it is. The chase scenes are really well done, so I forgive you, Phantasmagoria. The only thing left to do is to use the rest of Adrian's items to complete the ritual.
Fascinating. Plaudite, ostium, mundi tenebricosi.
Yes, that's correct. The only ending of the game involves Adrian looking bloody and shell-shocked while walking away from the estate. There is no way to save poor Cyrus, Harriet, Phone Guy Spaz, or Dawn. There is a sequel to Phantasmagoria, and one would think that it could potentially continue Adrian's story, but no, it does not. It's actually somehow even more insane with an entirely different plot. As much as I enjoy Phantasmagoria 1 as an absolute horror classic, 2 holds a special place in my heart, and I will definitely be covering it soon. For some final thoughts on Phantasmagoria, I think despite it being quite cheesy, especially viewing it as an adult in 2025, there is something very special about this game. It was a massive hit for Sierra, and it's a classic among horror gaming fans for a reason. It is cheesy, and I wouldn't change a single thing about it. If you told me that a point-and-click game about an evil magician was at times genuinely disturbing and heart-racing, I would think you're dumb. But here we are, and Phantasmagoria exists. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me if you made it this far. I have a Ko-fi where you can subscribe monthly or send a one-time tip to help support the channel. There's also a link to a Discord server where we play games, have tournaments, and chat. Click the link. See what happens.
Welcome to the Early Nerds. Be careful of Early. She bites.